Hey guys, what's up? It's Brian Hardy, back again with another chapter of Wrestling with Life, Rocking All Night, the Brian Hardy story, a tale from the stage to the ring and behind the curtain. For those of you that have purchased a copy of this so far on Amazon.com, I greatly appreciate it. Once again, you can purchase it by going into the search bar on Amazon, typing in Brian Hardy Wrestling. It pops up right away. It's the first thing. It's $30. It will ship directly from the Amazon warehouse. Now, if you have purchased it through me, which you can also do if you want to, you just DM me and you're able to get an autographed copy that way. Amazon does not carry the autographed copy, so if you wanted an autographed copy, cool. If you wanted to buy it off of Amazon, bring it to a show, stuff like that, to the merch table, wherever I'm going to be. I will be in Allentown, Pennsylvania this upcoming weekend on Saturday. So, yeah, if you're coming to the House of Pain Wrestling show, you can rather purchase a copy at my merchandise table, or if you have yours off of Amazon already, you can bring it to the merch table, and I will sign it for you. So, all right, guys, here we go with chapter 5 today. This is a really short one. I was like, maybe I'll do 5 and 6 together, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because of the fact that 6 is a little bit, like, way longer, like 10 pages longer. So this is chapter 5 for today, and once again, it will take me about a year to get through all of these chapters on this YouTube channel, but it's because I want people to buy the book. So hopefully by you getting a little bit of a chapter read every couple of weeks from me, it will make you want to buy the book. So thanks. Okay, here we go. Chapter 5, Christmas 2000. The previous Christmas in 1999 was super cool. Probably one of the best and worst experiences I ever had up until that time. I had a ton of wrestling figures that year. From the WWF Attitude Ring with the cage and the catapults to the Titantron live stage with the Vince McMahon action figure included. Tons of WWF, WCW, and ECW figures. The big gift of that year, though, was a keyboard because I swore up and down that I wanted to learn an instrument. So I spent a year trying to learn how to play piano on my Yamaha keyboard, and I learned a few tunes. Meanwhile, at Zach's house, he was waking up to a green Squire Strat, and now we were going to be a guitarist and keyboard playing two-man band. He was learning some awesome songs at his guitar lessons, like Smoke on the Water and Brain Stew, which became the first 2 songs I learned on guitar eventually. But at the time, I was learning how to play songs by Beethoven and groups like The Temptations. Needless to say, I wasn't really rocking at anything. The thing that made Christmas 1999 the worst was that my stepfather had held all of my Christmas presents hostage. Pokemon cards that my grandparents got me taken away. Bam Bam Bigelow WCW figure taken away. Kid Rock CD taken away. The dude was just super cold all the time, and even Christmas Day couldn't be enjoyable. That entire year was rough, and I didn't like to think that there was anything rock and roll about a keyboard player. No offense, but I still don't. I can appreciate the instrument and what it's made to do, but I think keys are more for classic rock tunes and love ballads. Nothing about a keyboard screams super cool. Guitar players got the girls, bass players got the girls, drummers got the girls, singers definitely got the girls. I wanted to try something new. My family was super upset because they thought I really didn't give it a fair chance. They thought that a resource of the keyboard they just spent money on was not being used properly. Basically, the keyboard ended up being in the dining room area of the house, and my mom would play it before we would go to my grandparents in the morning for school. Now, Christmas 2000 was approaching, and my grandmother would get a Fingerhut catalog sent to the house right before the holidays. She would tell me to take a look through it and circle anything I may want for Christmas. I looked over and over again through every single page trying to find some type of WWF or WCW action figures. This was still considered to be the boom in wrestling, and not a single figure in this Fingerhut catalog. I was bummed out. As a kid and now as an adult, I can tell you that one thing about me has never changed. I've gotten some pretty crummy presents in my life. The type of stuff that you fake a smile and say, "Oh, thanks so much. That was super thoughtful." When in reality, you wanted to toss it right in the trash can because you knew it didn't interest you or that it wouldn't get used. I love professional wrestling. If you buy me anything pro wrestling, you win. End of story. You can never go wrong buying me anything pro wrestling, and if you think I may have it, I swear to you that I would rather have 10 items that are pro wrestling and exactly the same than something that I am not interested in at all. So I'm looking through the Fingerhut, and all of a sudden I see something that caught my eye like never before. It was a Black Harmony electric guitar. It looked like a Stratocaster. It came with a little amp and cable, a basic starter pack with a strap and picks. I circled that as big as I could. It was the only thing I wanted for Christmas out of that catalog. Christmas morning, I started opening gifts, tons and tons of presents at my grandparents' house. Most of everything I got that year was The Simpsons. Bart hat, Simpsons blankets, Simpsons board game, the list went on and on. I have a Bart Simpson tattoo on my arm. Where's it at? Which arm is it? There it is. Boom. Right there. I have a Bart Simpson tattoo on my arm, and I can remember watching the show and playing with the Simpsons toys since I was a very young boy. Now it was time for the final gift. My grandparents slid a huge box out from behind the couch against the wall. I knew what it was before I even opened it. My grandparents bought me my very first guitar. I was 10. Now I was going to take over the music world, one fret at a time. This happened to be the same year that my musical taste was changing. I went from listening to everything that my family had listened to on Top 40 radio to a transition into pop-style boy bands in the mid-1990s. Now I was learning about the side of music that had more of an edge to it. Distortion to the guitars, real feelings. I'm not talking about love, I'm talking about anger and a ton of other feelings. Limp Bizkit was constantly being played on the radio, and although I liked alternative radio, I was also starting to find out about punk rock. We will cover that soon. I played the guitar every single day. I learned from tabs on the internet. I would ask other people that may have had a bit more experience than I did to show me a thing or two on guitar as well. But for the most part, I was completely self-taught. That Christmas will forever go down in history as the best one. Not because of the toys, but because all these years later, I look back and think to myself, my grandparents and God gave me the gift of music. If Grandma and Pop would have not bought me that guitar, I don't honestly know what I would have done with my teenage years, and certainly all this amazing stuff that happened in my adult life would cease to exist. I am forever grateful for that Christmas, and that is where it really all started. All right, guys, that was Chapter 5, Christmas 2000. So I do touch a little bit on Christmas 1999, the sucky Christmas before that, and then 2000 into me getting my first guitar, and where it takes me from there, we will find out further on in the book. But once again, Amazon.com, type in Brian Hardy Wrestling into the search bar. This will pop up for $30. You can have it shipped straight from the Amazon warehouse. If you don't want to do that and you would like to order a signed copy directly through me, you could do that as well. Just DM. Shoot a comment down below if you want, whatever, and tell me if you've purchased the book, if you're digging the book so far, and that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate your time. Thanks for watching today. Love my Taco Bell shirt. This is Brian Hardy saying, go buy the book.